Greetings, Marvel Future Fight fans. I am back yet again. Now, today's video is actually a requested video. I had previously done videos on ISO 8, but it was requested that I do an update video. So this is an updated version of the ISO 8 video. Not all of you know what ISO 8s are, how they work, so this is kind of a tutorial on a high level, how you pick what and how you work with it. So let's begin. So the first thing, of course, is like I said, it's ISO 8. A lot of people say ISO, but that's like saying cat. You say CAT instead of just saying cat. ISO is short for isotope. You actually have seen this in other games and material from Marvel as well, if you want to confirm that. But yeah, it's ISO 8, isotope 8. So isotope 8 gets equipped to characters. Characters have an ISO 8 set, so let me show you a couple of those, and then we'll talk about each of the different ISOs and how you pick out which ones to use. So, if you go to your character, pick on any character, just go ahead and select them, bottom left, well, kind of halfway on the left there, you see ISO 8. When you click that, on the right-hand side here, you'll see what ISO 8 set they have, and you have 3 different slots. If you pay crystals, you can upgrade that to different slots. Don't do that. Some characters, if you want to build something specifically for PvE, PvP, and you kind of switch between them, fine. Or if you want to lock one down until you reroll what you really want, that's fine too. But for the most part, I don't recommend getting the additional slots. With this, what you'll see here in this particular case is the slot is activated. Now, this is an important concept in understanding how this works. So you see this is spinning, and it's set to stage 12. If you have an unactivated set, you won't see this and you don't get all of the bonuses. So how do you get a set? So to begin with, you're going to have a default set. It's going to have a default name here, and it's usually only going to require like 2 or 3 ISOs in order to equip it. So if you go here and you click set ISOs or you tap on your screen, it's going to show you what you need, and if you get all of your ISOs that you need, it's going to show you the set bonus. As always, it has a little icon up here above equip ISO 8, and it's going to show you for each of the characters what set most people use. So in this case, for Doctor Strange, 29% of the player base is using Power of the Angry Hulk. 18 is using Hawkeyes, and 11% is using Overdrive, which is the one I have equipped. We'll go into details on the different types here by going to set bonus. So the set bonus here is going to show set bonus. This is what you're getting for what you have equipped. Then you have the all ISO set bonuses, and then popular set bonuses, which is again that screen of for the character you're on, which percentage of the data of the player base is using which set. If you go to this all set bonus here, you can read through each of them. On the right hand side, right above my head, you'll see the ones that you need. So you need one of these white ones, red, blue, green, yellow, orange, and then 2 of these multicolored ones for Hawkeyes. Power of the Angry Hulk, oh, now you don't need one of those orange ones anymore. You need 3 of these multicolored ones. Overdrive, oh no, now you need 2 white ones. So the set you need varies. Notice a few things. On the left-hand side, these all have a red tag that say offense, right? Offense recommendation. These 3 say healer recommendation. And then these down here say tactician recommendation. So these are usually the 6 ISO sets, 8 required ISO sets to build, and you usually want to do that because this is going to use all of the ISOs, and it's going to bigger bonus than the ones down here at the bottom. Some of these cheap ones down here only require 3. You get the activation on 3, but the numbers and the stats here are way lower. So read these stats. The level of the ISO 8 and whether or not it's awakened is going to make a difference on these below stats as well. This is that tier bonus, right? So I have a stage 12 because every ISO 8 I have equipped has 6 red stars. If you don't have that, you're not going to get the full effect of that. So be aware that we have to start leveling up stuff. We're going to talk about all of this in the video and go into some details here. So if you want to have an ISO 8 set, right? So here's the set bonus. That's all of that. At the bottom here, you can say change set. So if I click this, I meant to hit auto set change. I'm going to be re-rolling for a while because I just messed up my character. That's fun. Auto set change, you're going to click the one that you want here on the right, and then you're going to roll and you're going to repeat as many times as you want. I can't believe I just did that to my favorite character. So yeah, let me clip this part out as I try to reroll Overdrive, which is very hard to roll. I cannot believe I just did that. Fun. I'm going to have my people on Discord teasing me about this one. All right, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I still can't believe I did that. I'm so leaving this in because even veterans players not paying attention can make mistakes. It actually only cost me, believe it or not, about 20 rolls, so I'm actually surprised. So as you can see here, I have the set again. So it'll re-roll up to 20 times. You can continue to repeat if you have the materials to do it so that you can land on the set you want. So now, as you can see, it's all activated again. Don't click change set. That's one at a time. Click the auto set change over here. And you check the box next to the ones that you want. You can obviously select all if you want. And then at the bottom, you say roll 20 times. So having more than one set selected is helpful. And as you can see on the left-hand side here, it has the 8 ISO 8 set bonuses, the 6 ones. These are the ones that require at least 6 of the specified. 3, of course, are the worst. They're the lowest input bulk upgrade. You can see that by going through the all set bonuses at the top. You can kind of scroll through them. You see what the bonuses are. So in this particular case, right, with my overdrive that I have equipped, right, all basic attacks plus 8.5%. This is only for that character. All basic defenses, critical rate, critical damage, ignore defense, and then this here, activation, 12% chance when attacking, increases all basic attacks by 40%, 20-second cooldown. 40% boost to your attack. That's a proc. That's a built-in proc for the character. The 3 attack sets are some of the most popular. Same proc on all 3 of these because they're the attack. Now go to the healer recommendations. Now it's activation rate, 15% rate when when hit point recovers 32% of hit points, right? And both of these are the same proc. Same thing with the tactician. These are skill cooldown. So one of the things for choosing an ISO 8 set is which proc do you want? For most PvE content, and for most characters in general, Overdrive and POA, or Power of the Angry Hulk, OD and POA for short, it's the name of the set shortened, are the ones that you typically want to choose. But how do you know which one you want between those? I mean, doesn't Hawkeye technically also have the increase all attack? Depends on your cards. Your overall build for your entire account and what the individual character needs based upon stat requirements dictates the set you should get. Notice here that the top set changes as I click through them. So what are the commonalities between these 3 attack sets, since these are usually the go-to? They all have all basic attacks 8.5, right? It looks like these bottom 2 have ignore defense, the very last one. They both have ignore defense, but the top one does not. This top one has critical rate and critical damage. We have only critical rate here, and we have critical rate and critical damage here as well. This one's got all basic defenses. This one has all basic defenses. This one does not have all basic defenses, but it has dodge and cool duration. This one has no cooldown duration. This one has no cooldown duration. So you basically look through these, because the full set's always the same when you equip it, and you pick the set that's most important for you. There's also a chance of rolling them. Overdrive's very hard to roll. I'm so lucky I rolled it with so few after making that blunder just now, which I'm leaving in the video. Okay, I'm leaving it in. So, yeah. Sometimes choosing OD, POA, and Hawkeyes and take what you get. And then try to tweak your character in other ways. There are, on the info tab, there is a details page here. You can show shows exceeds. Anything that's red is overcapped. That means the number shown, so if we look at attack speed, it's in that direction-ish. If we look at attack speed, or here, we'll just, straight above my finger, there's one stat there, dodge, 75%, 18% in red. There's 18 extra percent, so technically, for this character, it's at 94%, but only 75 takes offense. Only 75% is being used, takes offense. I can't talk today. Only 75% gets used because that's the cap. That's true of all of the orange numbers. So you see cooldown duration caps at 50, dodge 75, ignore defense is 50, critical damage 200, critical rate 75, and attack speed 130. Those stats there are some of the most important stats for PvE content. That's why they're capped on most of my characters. Energy and physical, never, ever cap which means you can always put as much as you want into those. That's why attack is such a big deal. That's why the attack proc is a big deal for PvE content, player versus environment. All right, so when you are equipping the ISO 8 sets, I think all of my characters have them. So in this case, this is a stage 12. For her, she has an overdrive, but it's a stage 6 because none of these ISO 8 sets are awakened. Now, if I go here to the set ISO 8, I can remove one of these to kind of mess it up. So which ones you pick will depend on your character type. So if I go to info, it says energy attack. That says physical attack. So he can use physical ISO 8s. Victorious can only use energy ISO 8s. There's a caveat. Some of the ISO 8s are all attack. So for example, with her being energy, if I go to her ISO 8 set, these are both all attacks, and then this one is energy attack. This could be all attack, she still gets the bonus. But if I go over here and I have a physical one, it's going to break it. I don't need a physical one. What I'm actually going to do here, though, is I'm going to over-equip it with one of these other toss-away, because I've got a whole bunch of these ISO 8s, and a lot of them I don't need. So I'm just going to grab a random one. So this is stage 6 at the moment. I'm going to overwrite this one because I have plenty to play around with and show you. When I do that, I want you to pay attention. The spinny icon is going to disappear. So I'm going to equip it over this one, and now the spinny icon is gone. It's inactive. The set bonus is not taking effect. Underneath, you see a green checkbox next to all the ones that are matching part of the set of overdrive. Until I equip another white one, which is the powerful ISO 8, not going to happen. So remember, she's energy. Giving her a physical attack isn't going to do anything for me. So let's say you equip one, and look at this. So these are, see how this is 4 yellow stars? These can be upgraded. You can use this quick upgrade function here. And typically when you use these red ones, which are, these are the enhancing ones. These extreme ISO boosts and all the different ISO boosts literally have no function than boosting up the other ones. You can use normal ISO 8, but you're wasting them if you do that. Using these red ones for boosting is more important. Never ever use the 6, because the 6 can be used to awaken the red stars below. The ones underneath it are the ones you want to burn. So if I do a quick enhance, you check the ones. You can check which ones you want to use, and it shows you where they're getting pulled out of. Only use the red ones for this. Highly recommend it. Start with the cheapest one. I have plenty of 1 stars. You might not. Never ever use the 6s. I'll say it again. So then I use it, and boom, it's +5. Okay, well, what do I do with that? Because it's still a 4. I can't combine. What does combine mean? Combine means you take one of the same star count. So here's another 4. I'm going to quick enhance this one. They both have to have the +5. Now I can combine. So this is 4, right? If I combine it with another one, and it has to be the same color, it has to be a +5, look what happens. It turns from a 4 to a 5. Then we would do that again to make it a 6. Now, I'm not going to keep this. There's not really a point in doing it. I am going to show you with different ones. So when it's a, let's go ahead and replace this really quick. I'm going to throw one on that I know I can't use. Look, this is physical attack. We just said she's energy, so I'm going to put this on. It still activates the effect and gives me these bonuses now of this set at stage 6, but it's physical. So she's not getting the bonus from the thing. So we need to change it. There's only one way to change it, and that's by getting it to 6 stars. You can then re-roll the options, and I'll talk about the options for each of these ISO 8 sets, each of the individual ISO 8. So over here, once it's 6 star, we do one more quick enhance, right? And this is going to give it a +5. Once it is a +5, you can now awaken. Awaken is typically where you want to save the 6 stars for. So if I'm over here and I do a relay awakening, and I come over here, notice you need to use 6 ISO 8 set in order to awaken it, even if we do it one at a time. Even if we take off this quick enhance, and I'm going to awaken, now I can pick. Look what it's showing me. It is only showing me 6, and each level, 1 star is 1, 2 stars 2, that's a total of 3. 3 stars is 3, that's a total of 5. So it adds up over time. That's why I'm saying save your 6s for awakening. Do not use these to get your +5 5. It's a waste. It really, really is. I'm going to go ahead and use the quick enhance stuff, and I can do the relay, and it's going to cost me 21. I spend the gold. I know I've got a lot of stuff. Not all of you do. Boom, now it's 6 stars. Getting it up every single point enhances. Look at this, 281, 229. There's a big boost that you get from awakening, fully awakening all of your different ISO 8s. And now I'm at stage 7. So let's do it with this one as well. We'll do a relay. Actually, we won't do a relay on this. We'll do them one at a time so you can see the pain. So auto select makes it faster, so it adds 3. Remember, originally, this one is 229. Doing it one time takes it from 229 to 239. Then we do it again, so there's 4 more. Now it's going to go up to 254. We're going to do it again. Now it's going to take it up to 263. And we do it one more time, which is going to cost 6. That's 279. So let's say you made a mistake and you want to re-roll it without paying the unequip cost. I mean, that's a lot of crystals, right? Who has crystals to unequip mistakes? It's better to overwrite them. If you click the ISO 8 that you want to change in your inventory or in a set and hit change option, you can use, again, 6 star, doesn't have to be awakened, 6 stars for re-rolling. So I recommend using ones that you don't use in your sets or that have bad options. So for example, using all basic attacks. Notice these auto sort them lowest to highest, 177 at the bottom, 158 at the top. That's because it's showing you the weakest one first. You select it, and there's a chance to re-roll it to one of the other options. Boom! One shot. All attack now. Now it's effective for her. That's the type of stuff that you want to do with your ISO 8 sets. Let's take it a step further. Let's talk about all the different ISO 8s that you can have on your sets. I hope that answers your questions around ISO 8 sets and which ones you choose based upon what you need. As mentioned, most players who do PvE are going to want to choose one of the attack sets of POA or Overdrive. Hawkeye's is okay too if you need attack speed. Look at your cards to see what you need. Most of my characters, I'm not going to go through them all. Overdrive, POA, POA, POA. Binary Power, here's an exception. We'll talk about that in a second. POA, 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 Overdrive. Do you see the trend here? Overdrive and POA on almost all of my characters. I genuinely believe, and most of these are fully awakened sets, I truly, truly believe for PvE, you are going to get the most benefit from most of your characters. The exception is PvP characters. PvP characters will have different sets. Another binary power. So what is binary power? Well, let's go to the set bonus. Let's go and look right here. Binary power. So it is also one that requires 8 ISO 8s. So always go with your 8 sets. Binary power gives max hit points, specifically for Hulk, who we're showing his damage scales and hit points. That's important. All basic defenses, survivability, attack speed allows your skills to hit quicker so you can do your full rotation and the cooldown works more properly. You always want to cap your attack speed if you can with your cooldown. This way the animations aren't super long. So attack speed has to do with how quickly the skill fully does the animation, apparently. Critical rate, how often your crit hits. Recovery rate helps with healing. This one creates a shield with 32% of max hit points. It helps with survivability. Binary power is not a bad one to have on PvP characters. Again, it depends on the character. For me, I'm mostly PvE, so almost all of mine have binary power or overdrive. Looking at my inventory here, we're going to go to the ISO 8s. So this first one here is called Powerful. This one's called Amplifying. This one's called Impregnable. This one's called Absorbing. This one's called Vital. This one's called Fierce, Nimble, and Chaotic. So those are your different types of ISO 8s. So what sort of options can they have? Powerful is physical or all attack only. It's an attack ISO 8. Your Amplifying is energy or all basic attacks. It is, again, an attack one. These are defense ones. The Impregnable is physical defense or all defense. Obviously, your all defense is better, so it can only be one of the two. Absorbing is energy or all defense. Obviously, all defense is better than just energy. The big thing to remember with defenses, when all defense versus energy or physical, is all defense protects against both. Better. Your attack ones doesn't matter as much. I don't think I would ever equip a blue or green if it wasn't an all defense, because there's no point in blocking only one of the damage types. with your white ones and your red ones, I would equip an energy only for an energy character. Unless the character has both physical and energy, which very, very few characters do, there's no reason not to use the base one. If it's a physical damaging character and all physical damage, use the physical. It's fine. Because the all attack basically does physical and energy. And if they're only benefiting from the one, it's fine to equip the one. That's different than defense. That's my theory and logic there. The hit point vitals is just hit points. It can't be rerolled to anything else. It is hit points, period. There is no additional options for these. Like changing option, like there's no chance to get anything else. You can hit the chance down here, by the way, when you're rerolling, and it will show you for each one of these that you go through, which is what I'm going. Hit points, vital, that's all. I'll go over that in just a second. Critical rate's always critical rate. So these two here, orange and yellow, are always the same. Dodge for purple. So these three, all the same. So you have 2 attacks, 2 defense, and 3 that are always the same that are basically different stats for you to use. And then the chaotic one has a ton of combinations. There's a top one and a bottom one. Bottom one, if I remember most of them, is all defense, hit points, critical rate, and critical damage. Those are the bottoms. And I think the top one, or is dodge at the bottom? Dodge is at the bottom. No. Dodge is at the top. Critical rate and critical damage are at the top for sure. Dodge and hit points are at the bottom, and all defenses, energy defense and physical defense, I think. I'll just look it up. It's fine. But anyway, there's a certain one that could be at the top, certain one that could be at the bottom, and they can be in any combination. So sometimes you got to reroll. A lot of people, like myself, like to do crit rate and dodge because you need to cap these for your rages. So if you know anything about CTP's rage, it's important to kind of cap these. So let me go ahead and take one of these here, and let's see if I... it's not going to show me the chances on that. Let me do one I can reroll, and that'll show me the chances on all of them. It's a quick way to get to the screen. Change option, chances at the very bottom, shows all of them. So let's kind of like high-level review. Again, physical or basic, energy or all, physical or all, energy or all, hit points only, critical rate only, dodge only, just like I was saying. Chaotic. See how there's 2 options here? This is fun. So option 1 is at the top. Physical attack, energy, all attack, crit rate, crit damage. The top one can be any of these. Obviously, your all attack works for all characters. Your crit rate if you need it, critical damage if you need it. You can, I mean, you have other stuff to build into your characters. What does your character need the most? And then down here, option 2, which is on the bottom, physical defense, energy defense, all defense, dodge, and hit points. In my opinion, dodge and hit points are the best to have on the bottom stat. Top stat, it's going to be all attack, critical rate, or critical damage just because of the variety. Obviously, it depends on the character. So the top one is not as important. I typically go for critical rate or all attack are my 2 favorites. And the bottom, like I said, dodge and hit points. That's what I prefer to go for. And those are usually the ones that I'm going to save in most cases. See, this is all attacks for anyone, and hit points are always nice. Here's some all attacks and dodges. I'm saving some of these, and they're at +5, so I can start awakening them when I'm ready. Physical attack and hit points. You always see the bottom ones usually hit point or dodge if it's +5 on my account. This one here is physical defense. I didn't work on it. It's just one that I got as is, so I will probably convert that, which is the next thing we'll be talking about, converting. So what I like to do, personally, is I'm going to enhance all, and then I'm going to check the boxes next to these that are the same. And I might as well do this one. No, I'm sorry. I'm not going to have enough to continue. So I try to enhance them and combine them up to 6. This gets pretty pricey, so you can sell them all. But enhancing them and combining them all so that you can get them up to 6 and then convert them when they're at 6. So you have more of the chaotic ones for awakening. So then I'll go down here. You notice how this is a +5 because it's the highest rank all attack I have. So all of these are physical. And as I'd mentioned, I don't always keep the physical. It's lowest to highest. So then I'm going to convert and I'm going to leave maybe 2 just in case I want a physical and then get rid of those. And then over here, same thing. Here's that for the energy. And as you can see, these are the energies that I have. So I'm going to convert all of these, leave about 2. All right. And I still have a lot of these. So I'm going to go to the bottom and get rid of a few more. Taking up your space with too much ISO 8, especially with how many I have on all my characters, is not good. Make sure you equip enough of your characters first before you get rid of too many. You don't want to run out. These I will always get rid of everything above the all defense, but you know I still have 4 left. I'll just go ahead and grab 4 of these and go like that. And then here's these. You can get these here with your, oh, see, quick upgrades easier. I like the quick upgrade that they added. They didn't have that originally. This is all about inventory management, making sure you have enough space, combining them up so that you can convert them to use for rerolls is pretty awesome. What you do and how you do this, and if you sell them for gold, just be careful what you're selling and getting rid of. Be aware. Oh, see, in this case, I can make sure I check the box again. And then I can enhance all of these, and I can do a double combine. I like to click on the screen again so it quickly levels these up. If not, the animation's a little slower. I do like they allow us to speed these up. All right, we're going to combine these. And then we're going to combine these. And now we have, yeah, now we're good. Okay, so we went up to a 6. And then that's pretty, I don't need this many of these either, so I'll get rid of 4 more of these. How many you keep on hand just depends on your account. I don't really keep any of my dodges anymore. And then these down here as well. You can kind of like look through them. This is important here for these because if you are needing chaotic ones, which are the hardest to roll to the stats you want, if you see stats you want, if you want this all attack and dodge, lock it. Lock it so you don't accidentally get rid of it, so you can get it up to 6 and get it amplified. Critical damage and dodge is a maybe. I don't need the critical damage ones on most of my characters, so I don't. Critical, I'm not going to keep that. I'm not going to keep that one. I might. Actually, the hit points is not too bad. So now when you upgrade all of these, you can kind of look at this too with the other ones. Like if you need the all, make sure you pick the one you want to keep and then combine the other one into it. So if I want to keep all attack and hit points, I'll combine one of these that I don't want, like the energy defense one. And now I'll keep that all attack and hit points as a 6. Now I can use that. Same thing here. Out of these two, which one do I want to keep? This one I consider to be better, so I'll do it this way. Keep my all attack and dodge. So remember, the one you pick that you combine into the other one, that's the one you keep when you level it up to the next star. And then if I really like them, I'll upgrade it one more time. And what if I auto-select all of these? Nope, it's going to go through all of them. I need to keep doing the enhance one. Makes it so much faster. So I'll keep this one. I'm going to enhance all, and then again, choose the 2. And there you go. So then that one's ready for use. And like I said, if they're not ones I'm going to use, I'll just get rid of them, especially these defense ones. I just don't like them at all. So I'll convert those. I might keep one of these. So let me go ahead and choose this again properly. All right. And then I'm going to convert this one and this one because I don't like those. And now they're converted. So now they turn into the 6 stars. You can convert all of them of any star and just save inventory space. So all of these smaller ones I could technically convert. I don't like to do that. I like to keep the 6-star ones. This is a personal preference and strategy. How many do you need of each of the different stars? Remember, these are for awakening. These are for just like leveling up. I've got plenty of those, so I want as many of these 6 as I can because I have the resources to max out ISO 8 sets, which again, as I've recommended already, maxed on all of these maxed. Very important to do on your characters. You are missing out on power if you do not do this. So there you go. That's kind of my high-level overview of ISO 8. Choosing your different sets, making sure you awaken them, how important it is to awaken, making sure you're getting your set bonuses, even a little bit on how to pick them for characters. Obviously, each character is going to be slightly different depending on where you use them, but you'll see in most cases, like I said, I feel like the attack sets are the go-to for PvE. So if they're, oh, see, that's one person who's not maxed out yet, but they're prepared. So anyway, hopefully that kind of gives you a nice overview. If you have any questions, as always, leave them in the comments, and I will catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.